Rebecca. Welcome back or welcome to the Vibration Translation Podcast. I'm glad to have you here. Today is Mystical Translation Series, episode number 7. I like that number 7. So today we're going to be talking about the freedom frequency, or the choice of freedom. So I'll start you off with this one. Tinder, right? Swiping right, swiping left on the people that you see. Now, have you thought about Tinder for the mind, right? Swiping right, swiping left, same concept, but this time, what kind of thoughts are you fucking around with and allowing to exchange your energy with? Just like people that you'd get to choose consciously who you want to be fucking around with and exchanging your energy with, you get to do the same thing with your thoughts, right? A thought approaches here. Okay? Whatever thought you got right there, that's the thought that just approached. Okay? The thought approaches. It arises. It comes in. I'm having fun with this. And now, where are we going to go? Are we going to go right? Or are we going to go left? Where are we going to go with the thought? You know, which way are you going to swipe it? Are you going to allow it inside? Or are you going to pass on it? You're going to let it pass and not think about it ever again. All right, so you're going to swipe right. Okay, well, how long are you going to be with that thought? You got to make sure it's making you feel good. You got to make sure it's feeling good for you and feeling resonant with you. Because again, like the longer it's there with you, the more you're fucking around with it, the more of the energy you're exchanging with that thought. Keep that in mind as we continue on here. And like really the same with people. There's no difference right here. It's a very clear-cut metaphor that's quite literal also. I'm really having fun with this, y'all. I can't stop laughing. Okay. I just like had a writing flow yesterday and I just channeled all of this. You know, it flowed. That's what I call a channel, when something really flows. And it was so funny. I just couldn't. I'm gonna start laughing. But it totally makes sense. Just stick with me. And I hope you have some like giggles too going on. Like that's the point here. Gotta laugh sometimes too, okay? So you got, while you're, doing the Tinder for the Mind app inside your mind, you gotta know that you deserve the best. It's inside your mind, ladies and gentlemen. It's inside your mind, okay? It's really intimate. It's inside this time for ladies and gentlemen. You get it? Okay. Last time I checked, when something's inside you, it's very intimate. The gentlemen out there may not know this. Because they, or they do. I don't know which way you swing, okay? Anyway. I'm gonna get through this video. Listen, the thoughts, they're exchanging the vibes with the neurons in your mind, okay? And they're exchanging the vibes so much so that they're shaping the structures by which you live and operate, by shaping the neural connections, strengthening them. You gotta swipe right on those deserving of your energy, and the energy that ultimately structures how your mind begins to operate. That structures the flows of your days and your habits and your life. Like, think about it. If you get into a relationship with somebody, whether that's a friend or more than a friend, or whatever, you call it, you start talking, you start exchanging thoughts, you start exchanging ideas, and all of a sudden you're kind of thinking a little bit more like them. You're getting influenced by them. So hopefully you're getting influenced in a positive direction, right? You gotta swipe right on what's deserving of your energy. Don't you agree? You deserve empowerment and love and support, and your heart deserves it too. You gotta pick those thoughts that support your heart and are in resonance with your heart and what your heart desires and your visions and just really who you want to be. You gotta pick those thoughts. Why are you spending time with thoughts or people that are not empowering you, that are squishing you down, that there's no inspiration to them? why are you doing that? It's your choice, after all. It's the freedom frequency. Realize you have the choice. So it's an act of self-love. I call this the thought distillation process, or the thought picking process. Thought, THOUGHT, not the other kind, okay? Or the other kind, whatever floats your boat. This just keeps getting better. I'm having a great time. Again, to reiterate, you choose what you fuck with and exchange sacred energy, aka your life force energy, aka your sexual energy, aka your creative energy. I suggest you swipe right on the thoughts that choose you, that choose life. Okay, so the freedom frequency. You get to choose freedom. Freedom is a choice. You get to choose freedom. Freedom is a choice. And even having this realization is like revolutionary. It's like, I have the choice to do that thing that I want to do. It's like I have the choice to actually be empowered right now and make myself feel good. Like I'm allowed to make myself feel good right now. What? Here's a simple method to like really employ this. Freedom frequency. And really feel yourself building up empowerment. This is something I've started doing recently. Find things you have an energetic yes to. You have an energetic yes to. Find things that are a yes to you, your heart, and act on your yes without expectation. Follow the trail of the yes. So this is kind of like, Bashar's main formula of follow your excitement to the best of your ability with no expectation. And this is just a different way of phrasing that, I suppose. What are you a yes to? What is like, out of all the ideas that come to you right now, like, and really be honest with yourself, because sometimes those things we actually desire, we're too afraid to go there because we have some limiting beliefs that we believe we're not worthy of this, or we can't do that, or we've just limited ourselves and contained ourselves, but really we're a yes to something. So that's why we got to get honest with ourselves. Where are we a yes to? All the things that your heart desires, and I distinct your heart desires versus your ego desires because ego desires can be very convoluted, aka control, power over other people, stuff like that. That's like ego desires. And kind of come from a state of greed in a sense also, and overpowering other people or manipulating other people. So that's like egoic desires. To be seen a certain way, that kind of stuff. Heart desires. Just like the real, the raw, genuine, like soul desires. That's what heart desires are. So all those heart desires you want to do, you can do. If they're aligned with your heart, they're aligned with spirit. And universe wants to help you with that. And you just got to choose that. You just got to choose you. Universe chooses you as well. Also. So allow yourself to explore where your yes takes you. By doing this, you are saying yes to your spirit and yes to the spirit of life. The spirit of life is supportive of your life and amplifies your life force whichever way you direct it. You can choose your yes, and by choosing your yes, you are expanding into the unknown potential that is you. You don't even know what you're capable of because you haven't perhaps ever tried the thing that you're an internal yes to. You haven't actually acknowledged that you're an yes to this and you want to try that. Either say yes to whatever life is inside of you and allow yourself to explore whatever direction it wants to take you. And allow yourself to just be like, like, I don't know what this is going to be. Allow yourself to just let go of those expectations and just continue following the trail of yes. And really, again, I'm emphasizing be honest with yourself because I know there are things hidden inside you that you dare not even desire anymore, that are really your truth and really in alignment with you. Because you've self-contained yourself for so long, right? And it just seems impossible because of that length of time and repetition of those limiting beliefs that they've just become subconscious to you. And they've just become a way that you just believe things are so, but that's not actually the case. It's just a belief, okay? So, you can say no and remain contained, and it's totally up to you. Again, there's the power of choice. Either way, you are actually choosing something. You are choosing something. And the trail of resonant yeses is the trail of fulfillment in each moment. You know, literally what you are a yes to in your body, in your heart, is your soul speaking, is your soul communicating with you. You know, listen to that. It's your soul, baby. Come on. You gonna ignore your soul? Are you gonna do that? And also, if you're out here showing up empowered and speaking in empowered ways, and someone out here is hating on your empowered self, they are likely afraid of their own empowerment because of those same limiting beliefs that they hold that cause them to just believe it's completely not possible for them. So why should it be possible for you, huh? And like I've just discussed, it's the same parts in you that resist it, the empowerment, which are the insecurities and the doubt speaking externally through another person. It's the fear and the comparison mindset we've been indoctrinated into. And that's great. That is good. It's coming up to the surface. It's dang about time for it to come up to the surface. So be empowered, stand in your empowerment, and just allow all of your own comparison and fear mindset to come up to the surface, and the other people's comparison and fear mindset. It's great. It's coming up to the surface. It really needs to get out of the subconscious at this point. Like, it is time. And so choose for it to be time, but choosing to be empowered, and you can choose that. You can choose the timeline. You can choose the frequency you're on. You can choose what is surrounding you. And great. People are triggered. Great. Time for it to surface. Awesome. All right. With that being said, as far as I'm concerned, my freedom equals my joy, equals authentic expression. Because it's authentic, therefore it feels good and joyful, no shit. And like really, when the heart and the life inside me wants what it wants, am I really going to deny it? Because someone else is afraid of their own empowerment. Am I really going to deny it because I'm scared that somebody's going to be hating on me? Because I'm scared that a part of me is going to be hating on me? Because ultimately it is afraid of its own empowerment? Because ultimately it's just contained itself so much, it fears it and feels like it's impossible in a way? And has cloaked their life with doubt and all sorts of toxic thoughts that we don't want to be spending more time with? And instead of spending that time with the thoughts, we gotta be with the feeling behind the thought. So again, when the life inside me wants what it wants, am I really going to deny it because someone is afraid of their own empowerment, because they would have to face their core feeling fears and get honest with themselves and face their own shadow? Well, am I gonna like deny myself because someone's got to like, someone's shadow is coming up right now, and it's gonna be coming up because I step into that with an empowerment of myself? I mean, like, it would be completely illogical to not step into that empowerment within oneself. It's going to be for the benefit of everybody that sees you, everybody that's around you, and most importantly, your dang self. That is where, this is literally the definition of, this is where the change begins within ourselves, within every single one of us. Like, and this really can fill you up with a new sense of purpose when you see this stuff like really working and affecting people. And like, it may work and affect people in the way of their shadow coming up and them hating on you, but that's great. Your effect is effective. It's like, really, if you're asking me this question, I'm gonna say nah. Like, I want all of that subconscious muck to come up to the surface, okay? All the societal subconscious muck, it's time for it to be seen for what it really is, and what it's really doing to our sense of power and sovereignty in this life. Don't you want that all to come up to the surface so it can actually be looked at and seen for what it is? And then given the chance, therefore, to be transmuted? So it's time to shine a light on all of this, in my humble opinion, okay? If you agree, let me know. We do this by choosing thoughts, swiping right on thoughts that empower us to take us in directions that feed us with life and enliven the dormant potentials in all of us. So let's take it back to this moment right now, okay? Which it always all returns to. Listen, you can listen to all these videos and read all the books, but really, I encourage you, it's a call to action at the end of this video, Sit with yourself, get honest with yourself. What are you a yes to right now? What are you a yes to right now? What are you a yes to expressing right now? What do you want to say right now? What do you want to do right now? What feels like exciting, but like a bit on your edge? Like you're a little bit outside the comfort zone. You don't have to go all the way outside the comfort zone so you feel like you're literally dying. Like, like it just a little bit on the edge. So you're expanding that comfort zone more, but you're actually going in the direction of your true self, right? What is a yes for you right now? And sometimes that could mean a lot of options and a lot of thoughts floating around in our minds. So the best thing to do is relax, be calm, you can go into your body. Perhaps there's a feeling arising within your body right now. Listen to that. Maybe there's a part of your body that's been moving some energy or really asking you to bring attention to it. Like listen to it and ask what it needs. Or perhaps you've always wanted to try something new for a change, but you just always thought it was outside of your container of what is possible and allowed for you. Well, perhaps this can be the day you go and just try that without any expectation of who you're going to meet, how the vibe is going to be, or anything like that. You're just allowing yourself to follow the trail of that yes. And really, following the trail of that yes, it's not about going to a particular destination. It's about choosing the direction of life. By choosing that yes, by swiping right on that thought, you are in essence choosing the direction that you're going to be going into. And now you're choosing the direction of life. The life within you, choosing to say yes to the life within you. And that's so powerful and potent because you're choosing the yes to your freedom. We're literally, most of us are in locks and chains, self-made locks and chains, or adopted throughout the environments that we are in, the social environments. And to just expand the metaphor of the Tinder for the mind more, is that you want to choose the thoughts that you like to make an idea baby with, okay? You like to make an energy baby with. An energy idea baby feeds off the energy of your thoughts. So even if you don't have this like idea of what you want to do, this baby in your mind is going to feed off of the thoughts that you keep choosing. Ultimately, there's going to be a baby because you keep copulating with the thoughts in your mind, basically. With certain types of thoughts in your mind that are going to create a fertile environment for this baby to rise up, this idea to take shape. And the more supportive the thoughts are, the more nutrients the baby can soak up and actually grow up and actually come into fruition, into physical reality. You don't have to know who the baby is going to be, what actually is this thing you're going to create or this thing you're going to be a part of. So what I'm saying is it begins with the thought that you choose, and different thoughts have a different frequency, a different energy to them. And those will be your foundation for the soil upon which the next thoughts can grow within. These thoughts provide the foundation, the energetic foundation of where your life begins to be headed towards. Because those thoughts hold a certain frequency that attract more thoughts of the like to it. That again shape literally your neuronal patterns in your brain. That shape therefore your behaviors in which you feel like is possible for you, in which direction you're gonna shape yourself. It's all about the shaping and the going into the unknown and just seeing what arises from this unknown potential within yourself and within the environments that you become a part of. And it all becomes propelled by following that yes within you. And it can be, a yes to express something that you wouldn't normally express, or just step out of that comfort zone and like really just be true with yourself and authentic with yourself. And something I've been working on is stepping out of the patterns of constrictive social formations that we mold ourselves into as we step into certain types of environments, because that's just what our patterns cause us to step into and be comfortable within. But instead of choosing stagnancy, we can choose the freedom to actually express what we'd like to express without the expectation of how the other person's going to react, and what that's actually going to cause in the environment. Because as long as you know that it's your heart and your soul speaking through you, which is the thing that can, again, be a little bit risque feeling for you to say, it's gonna spread love, because it is your authenticity, and your authenticity is your soul. Your soul, your higher mind, that which vibrates with the love of the universe. And so that's why authenticity is so profound, and allowing yourself that authenticity, even when it's nobody else is doing that, nobody else is saying that, like, just allow yourself to be. And I know this can be hard, so you don't have to jump all the way into the freezing water. You can just dip a toe in. There's no shame in not going to the extremes of your authenticity. It's just to go into the edge a little bit, into the edge of the pool that you actually want to be inside of the frequency that you actually want to be inside of. Because switching your frequency from where you are at now to where your soul is, where you actually want to be, can be quite shocking to the body. So, allow yourself time for adjustment. You're human. Allow yourself to be compassionate, because, in choosing freedom, you're choosing change, which is the only constant, right? In choosing freedom, you're choosing change. And that's incredible. That's incredible that you are choosing change. So just at the end of this video, you can take a pen and a paper, right? Click open your pen and just write down change and write however you feel like is in your own words, okay? Just for an example, some things you can write down as affirmations if you're not sure what you say yes to is: today I listen for where my yes is, for where my yes takes me. Or if you're feeling something right now bubble up within you, you can just write down: today I say yes to fill in the blank. Or just to acknowledge that my soul says yes to this. Don't overthink it and just feel into it. My soul says yes to fill in the blank. You don't have to write it down. You can just think about it if you can't write stuff down now, if you don't want to. My soul says yes to blank. Again, get honest with yourself. If you want to meditate or have a second to just tune into what feels aligned with you in this moment. It doesn't have to be anything big. It can be very small, just a bit outside the edge and into the edge, outside the edge of the pool you're currently in, and just a bit more into the edge of the pool you actually want to be in, and that's actually vibrating at your authentic frequency. All right, so with that, I'm gonna leave y'all off. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you in for the next one. Bye.